Ali, this announcement that's been made, VistaJet to be allowed to fly within Saudi Arabia on domestic routes, first private jet operator to be allowed to do that. Why is that significant, do you think?
Well, Tom, I mean, it's very exciting news for VistaJet, I'm sure, and also the counterparts in Saudi Arabia. But this is much further beyond. This goes much further beyond than simply a slight regulatory change or one private jet operator coming into the region. See, what does the private jet industry mean for a region, right? At the moment, around 3/4 of the private jets owned by Saudis are actually sitting overseas, right? And if you think about, I mean, I don't know if you've ever owned a jet, Tom, but if you are familiar with the cost of maintaining a jet, you know, it can be several $1,000,000 a year for a Gulfstream or a Global that our guest was just speaking about. Now, this economic output or input is sitting external to Saudi Arabia as it stands, and part of the aviation and civil authorities aviation strategy, you know, one of the goals is to bring up to 90% of that ownership back into Saudi Arabia. So if we just extrapolate that and we think about, you know, without getting into all of the finer studies and numbers, I mean, currently 3/4 of that output or economic development is sitting outside, and they want to bring it to turn that into 90% internally. There is a MRO industry to build around that. There is a range of services and solutions to build around that kind of industry. And this is really the Saudi way. Build a spine for the industry, and then wrap the value chain around it. And we've talked about many different sectors, Toms, and we've seen this from, you know, in sports to AI to energy. I mean, this is really, you could, if you look closely enough, you can see this is a pattern and a very effective one at that. And that's the significance of VistaJet here. It's an opportunity for the market to develop. It's VistaJet today. Who will it be tomorrow? And you know, when that market starts to develop. Now, VistaJet, to the best of my knowledge, owns a lot of its aircraft, but there are many private jet operators out there which will operate and manage the aircraft that are standing idle, that are owned by people. Now, if you connect the dots there, you know, we bring 90% of the jets back home, and you start to see more of the service providers actually operate out of Kingdom, and we begin seeing the industries develop around that in Kingdom. You know, the possibilities are endless. This is really, I mean, this is a case of sovereignty in the skies, moving away from, you know, all of the consumer-like behaviors that we see.